welcome back to my channel. I'm back in Sydney, guys. Sorry, it's been a while since I uploaded a video kasi nagbakasyon ako in the Philippines for the past 2 weeks. And syempre, busy. I don't have time to do vlogging and to edit. So here's another video that for sure would interest you. So just what I've been thinking about this for a while now, if when will I do this vlog, but here we go. So I managed to search everywhere around Australia, all the enterprise agreements around hospitals. And yeah, so I know you'll be interested to know how much you could actually earn when you work as a registered nurse in Australia. So here we go. Alright, so in Australia, we actually have an enterprise agreement for each facility, public or private hospitals, and there are certain hospitals or facilities or aged care that has their own EBA. So that's what I actually searched about. So hopefully I actually managed to get all the latest ones. Some of them are not updated yet because they haven't agreed to an agreement yet since years back, like 2022. So bear with me, and if you need to correct me for those nurses who are working on those particular hospitals or public or private hospitals, just let me know so we could update them as well. So let's start. All right, so let's start with the public hospitals. So I actually arranged this accordingly by state. So I'm surprised that WA and Victoria actually has the same EBA. For Western Australia and Victoria, which is Perth and Melbourne. So as you know, as of 2022, this is the last EBA that they have. So nurses who are new graduates or just finished nursing, or you don't have any experience, so could earn at least 1,298.60 a week, or 34.17 per hour. So far that's the lowest per hour that I actually searched across Australia for new grad nurses, and it could be up to 48.27 per hour. So I'm just basing this to an RN1 to an RN level 8. What's the minimum and the maximum RN pay that you could get as a base pay. So remember, this is just a base pay, and there's a lot of other pays that you could get on top of it. So I'll discuss that later on. So let's move on to New South Wales. Alright, for New South Wales, where I am at in Sydney, the base pay that you could get for a public hospital would be 1,342.50 or 35.33 per hour, and it could go up to 49.60 per hour. Then let's move on to South Australia, which pays 1,392.7 for a first year nurse, and could be paid up to 50.01 per hour if you reach the maximum level, which is level 8. So for ACT, which is Canberra, which is the capital city of Australia, as of 6/2022, their weekly pay is still 1,398.04, which is 36.79 per hour, and it could lead to 49.15 per hour. So they actually quite behind of the EBA because I think they haven't agreed to something yet. So let's wait for that. It could increase this year, hopefully. Yes, so let's move on to Tasmania, which is Hobart. So as of 12/2023, RN1 is paid 38.41 per hour, and RN8 is 48.80. Okay, so moving on to Northern Territory, which is Darwin. So as of August 2023, their RN1 pays 38.98, and weekly pay is 1,462.21, and it could lead to until RN8 to $51.42. Alright, so we're down to the last state, and of course the highest paying nurses state in Australia, which is Queensland, which is this Brisbane. So as of April 2023, Brisbane or Queensland's public hospitals pays an RN1 for at least 1,539.75 a week, or $40.52 per hour. So it's actually quite good to work in Queensland at this time. If you're starting to work in Australia, it's actually pretty good. And it could be up to $51.97 per hour as well. So overall, actually, if I search based on public and private hospital, Queensland Public pays the most among all states and all facilities, based on that range. Alright, so now let's move on to the some of the biggest private hospitals around Australia. So let's move on. Right. According to my research, these are some of the biggest private hospitals around Australia. So of course, I'll start with Ramsay Health. As of July 2022, their aurn pays $34.41 up to $49.51. Speaking of dollars, it's all Australian dollars, guys. And Calvary Private Health, mostly in ACT, per hour could be starting from 35 to 26. 35.26 to 49.51. Healthscope Private Hospital starting 35.46 to 49.79. So it's actually pretty good as well. St. Vincent Private Hospitals, mainly in Sydney, pays 36.43 to about 51.43 as of July 2023. So we're actually pretty good as compared to Queensland as well, because they pay roughly the same, so only a few cents. And of course, because Queensland the public pays a lot to nurses, of course, Mater Group private hospitals in Queensland is trying to match that pays to their hospitals. So on our end starts at 38.46 to 51.75. So I think they're the highest as well among private hospital, because mainly they're based in Queensland. So they're trying to negotiate more for nurses to work there instead of public hospitals. Well, why not? Well, on top of that, so I'm just talking about base pay. So other things that you need to consider are, of course, the hospitals pays superannuation, which is your retirement money. So it varies from 10 to 12%. So if you read the EBA for each hospitals and facilities, it will tell you how much they are actually giving you. And also the overtime usually is after your shifts. So the shifts in Australia range is usually 8, 10 and 12 hours. So it depends on what shift are you. So usually if your usual shift is 8 hours, after 8 hours you're already it's considered already an overtime if you're a full-time, or even if you're a part-time, it's the same. But casual usually at least 10 hours. So if you're working as casual, some hospitals would pay a loading as well for you, so it could be up to another 25% additional. So that's actually quite big, but you don't get any benefits such as annual leave, sick leave, the sorts of that. And also if you work nights or afternoon, there's additional 10 to 12.5 or 15.5% on top of your base pay. And if you work weekend, Saturday pays times 1.5 and Sunday pays 175 or times 2. So it really depends on the agreement. So you need to read through your EBA just to see if you're paid correctly. So yeah, this is just a short video. I hope it helped you decide where to apply across Australia, but definitely it's actually not much of a difference. So you can earn minimum of around 67,000 to 102,000 a year. But as I'm saying, it's only a base pay, because you also need to consider if that facility has smart salary or the salary packaging, because that helps you pays less tax as well. So but it really varies from hospitals to hospitals. So I hope I help you decide on this matter, and I wish you all the best, guys. Thank you for continuing supporting me, and please like, share and subscribe. Bye, take care.